always forget that I gave that bio. That's the bio where I was younger and trying to brag. Now it's like, oh my goodness, don't remember on that, please. I really like that last song we had.
That was nice.
That beat sounded like it could have easily been an R&B beat, though. I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know. Spirit have you want to turn the lights down right now and put on some incense. Just so happens we're talking about something that's very sacred to my generation. See, I come from the hip-hop generation. And something that's very significant with hip-hop is the remix. See, first you have a song that you love, and you fall in love with the song, and you think about times where you and your best friend dance to the song, laugh to the song, or maybe that person you admired saying, yes, you can have this dance to that very song, and you just love that song, right? But then something really interesting happens after you have this magical moment with the song. You get a remix, a new beat, new lyrics. That's the remix. Now, while we go on, let me just remind you, see, me growing up in this philosophy, I used to hear a lot of the elders talk about things from their generation that I did not know about. I would take it upon myself to do research so that I would know. And well, since we're always talking about making the bond between one generation and the next stronger, I invite everyone. Should I say a reference you don't understand, you are invited to pull out your phone and say, what the heck is he talking about? So, as we talk about the remix, I just want to talk about a few of my favorites. See, we had At Your Best. At Your Best, You Are Loved. Now, that was the first one that came out. Then Aaliyah did it, and then she came out with the remix. Then there was Mary J. Blige, where she had the I Love You song. Then she grabbed Smith & Wesson, and then she did a remix. There are so many remixes I love. See, the remix gives us a second chance to fall in love with that song all over again. Now, we're all metaphysicians in here, which means we all know there's always a metaphor involved when anyone's talking about anything up here. Like I said, I grew up in this philosophy. When I went to go see The Matrix, I already started rolling my eyes. Like, watch, every Science of Mind minister is going to have a Matrix reference now. Watch. I never even got a chance to do it. It's like, no, y'all done took them all. It's all right. Don't even worry about it. In life, just like the universe, we recreate out of ourselves constantly. See, we can say all day that God is all there is, that everything is all good. We can say it all day, and it's really fun to say, especially around all these beautiful faces we see here. It's just so easy to say. What happens when we leave these walls? All right, I felt that breathe. I knew I was around my tribe today. What happens when we leave these walls? When the consciousness does not quite match the consciousness that we think the world might need to have. What happens then? See, when we say God is all there is, we have to really mean that. Not just the parts we like, not just the parts we understand. We get to mean it even when we don't understand what's going on. Now, something that's funny is we used to play Truth or Dare a lot, and I was a wimpy kid, so I never really did dare because they would always have to do ridiculous things. Like, I could never do that. Funny thing is, then I signed up for ministerial school and realized that was the biggest dare of my life right there. You are literally just stripping yourself in front of everybody every time somebody asks you. That's all you're doing. Here's the funny thing. You come into a new place like this and everyone's all smiling at you. You don't even realize, yeah, I'm about to bare my soul to y'all. Who in here is going through something different in their life? Thank you for that. I needed that. Thank you. Someone who is going through something uncomfortable. Someone who is going through something they might not quite understand. Now let me back up. See, we're talking about the hip-hop generation right now. Reverend Run from Run DMC. He's now Reverend. And there was a moment in his life when MTV, he had his own reality show, just like every celebrity. It's called Run's House. Whose house? Oh, some of y'all know the song. All right. He's very interesting to me because on his Twitter page, or whatever they call Twitter these days, he has millions of followers, yet he follows no one. I always thought that was cool. Like, wow, you can have that many followers, you don't follow anybody? And I always follow his tweets because they're so profound. At one moment, I looked at my phone and it said from him, and I'm paraphrasing by the way, if you are going through something tough in your life, be patient. Change is on the way. Hold on. If you are going through something amazing in your life, be patient. Change is on the way. Life is constantly evolving. You are constantly evolving. Why? Because you are of God, and just like God, you are always evolving. You may love the song you are singing right now. You may love the video that comes from it. You may love the wardrobe. You may love the lights. You may love the producer who made the beat. But please understand, you get to go through a remix. You get to go through a remix, and if we trust the music, the remix will be awesome. But we have to trust the music. We have to. Let's understand something here. Growth is not fun. We like to talk about growth like it's amazing. It's not fun. And I'm not just talking about spiritual growth. I know we're in California. We all have hippie roots. I'm talking about that other kind of physical growth too. Ask a tall person what was growth like when they were going through their growth spurts. Joints always hurting, clumsy, always falling down. Growth is not fun for anybody. But it is inevitable. And we get to go through it. I know you love parts of your life. Parts we want to keep staying the way we want. We want all of that, but understand we get to go through a remix. And here's what's beautiful about the remix. It always ends up being our favorite version of the song. That's the part we forget. The remix always ends up being the one that gets played over and over again. Big Pun has a song called Not a Player. Then he came out with the remix was still Not a Player, and it is my least favorite version. The first version was better, but we don't know that because the remix always ends up winning. The new and improved you who makes our feet dance that much more. This is what you're going through. If you are going through something tough, be patient. Change is on the way. Now we say regularly, every Sunday through all our lives, God is all there is. Do we really mean that though? Do we know what we're saying when we say that? See, when we say God is all there is, we're also talking about that coworker who gets on our nerves. That person who cut us off in traffic. That topic in the news that always causes us to lose sleep. All of it is God. Uh-oh. See, another thing that's not so fun about being up here, especially my style, because my notes usually just trip me up. I don't even know why I bother writing them, because I never look at them. You always end up realizing that Spirit is telling you something to say, and you think you're saying it it's really for yourself. It's so fun. Yeah. And so right now I'm realizing in this moment, when I was just a little hippie kid from Berkeley, and my mother moved me and my sister from Berkeley to East Oakland, which was a totally different experience. And I was so angry. You know, part about being a tough kid is you get tested all the time. And come on, I'm a hippie kid. I don't want to be tough. I just want to talk about astronomy and, the Beatles and stuff. But yet, I went through this transformation, getting tested all the time, knowing how your sneakers got to be laced up properly, and just all these things I did not have to think about. Yet when I think about whenever I go anywhere in this city of Oakland that I love so much, I am slapping so many hands and giving so many hugs. I had to earn that. We all want to be universal people. We all want to be able to go anywhere and get those same hugs and that same acceptance. We have to go through things first. We all have barriers. We all have things we've been through. Those same barriers that we come across and all of us put out, that is the growth right there. Listen, I'll be real. What good is having a black belt if you're still getting bullied? What good is the belt? Now, as much as I love talking about, butterflies and rainbows, and, listen, there are things in the world that are unpleasant. There are. I used to take it personal. Used to take it personal when I would see something in the news that upset me. Used to take it personal when someone said something that's so ignorant, it bothered me. How could someone say something like that? That is the growth. I have a best friend who I've followed around my entire life. I have followed Glenn everywhere. And I remember when he told me he was playing Pop Warner football for the Berkeley Cougars. Well, if he's doing it, I want to do it. I knew nothing about the game at all. And this was the 80s where coaches and teachers weren't that patient. So you couldn't just say you didn't know. Boy, you playing football, you don't know? He's playing football. And then everybody laughs at you. I wasn't going through that. So I didn't know what first and 10 meant. I had to learn what first and 10 meant. Then I remember something interesting on this team. See, part of being on a football team is you get to learn how to hit. How we're doing all this no head-to-head contact. Yeah, that wasn't going on when I played football. Okay? We were hitting with our heads, and I saw plenty of flashes. That's usually my excuse whenever people are like, what's wrong with you? I played football in the 80s, okay? Hitting drills was my least favorite part of the game. There's this one drill where you lay on your back and both of y'all have your helmets to each other and coach blows the whistle, and as soon as he blows the whistle, you hop to your feet and you just collide with each other. I used to hate that. Finally, when the coach realized this boy is scared to get hit, he tells everybody, Luchan's getting the ball. If he catches the ball, I want you to hit him. Oh, it gets better. If he doesn't catch the ball,
hit him anyway.
Hit him anyway. Think about what that means. You might as well catch the ball. You're gonna get hit anyway. You might as well, if you don't hit it, I'm hitting you anyway. You might as well catch it. Think about what I'm saying right now. Everyone in here has the same start of life that started everything. In the beginning, there was God. We do the God candle exercise in almost anything in this philosophy because it's the foundation. It makes sense. That same flame that the God candle started with is the same flame in each and every one of you. Trust me, when you get in ministerial school, you're able to actually see everyone's flame. It's really weird. Am I lying? You start being able to see everyone's flame. I'm seeing it. You all have it. You all have that same light and that same purpose and that same divine assignment that we all have. You have it. You might as well catch the ball. Your life is not your life anyway. That's the part that's not fun. I had to realize that. It took me being a parent to realize your life is not your life. You get to share that with us. They call what God gives you to heal people a gift because it is just that. You're supposed to share it with us. There's something about you that you can use right now to heal the world. To sing, to talk, to just be beautiful and have an awesome vibe, whatever it is. Do you not realize this world is going through a remix and we need your music? We need it. Please do not be bothered by this next statement. I'm very terrible at small talk. Please do not ask me what I do for a living. You don't care, just like I don't care what you do for a living. No, you don't. No, you do not. You don't care. Let's talk about something more personal. What's your most embarrassing moment? Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? Come on, let's talk about something real. And the reason why I don't care is this reason right here. I do care If what you are doing to feed yourself is your dream job, it makes your soul sing, it is something you would have done for free, tell me all about it. But if you're only doing it to feed yourself, that's not even your job anyway. That's not a job. If what you're doing is not your dream, you don't have a job. You have a hiding place. I'm sorry. I'm only talking to me. If that resonates with you, we're just part of the same tribe. That was me. You have a hiding place. And here's why you have a hiding place. Because we're all terrified of our greatness. We're supposed to be. Your greatness is more huge, more unfathomable than you can ever think of. You're supposed to be afraid of it. It's okay. That's how great you are, but understand, you can't escape it. I thought I was escaping being a minister my whole life. I tried to do everything that was the complete opposite. Oh, I'll run with the thug kids. That's what I'll do. Always ended up somehow praying for somebody while I'm out rolling with the thug kids. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll be a battle rapper and say the meanest things I could say to somebody poetically. Did the same thing every battle. Somebody's crying in the corner. I gotta pray again? You can't escape what God has put you here for. Stop trying. Stop it. You know you can't escape. You can't. And everyone in here is a minister anyway. You do realize there is someone close to you who is watching everything you do anyway. There is someone close to you watching your every move. Your life is not just your life. Yes, there's wars going on in the world. Yes, there's genetic cleansing going on right now in all parts of the world. Don't think it's just in that one part that they show you. It's a whole lot of other countries that just don't get publicized. It is going on. Do we trust this or not? Do we trust this or not? When I say God is all, do I get to trust that? See, there is a dark side, but let's not forget. We all came from that same darkness. All the life came out of that darkness. Just like it takes both sunshine and rain to make a flower grow. We all love us some flowers. We get to accept the rain too. We get to continue saying thank you, God, through that rainy and dark time too. Think about the things y'all been through. Just stop. Think about what you've been through. The times you scraped your knees. Times you felt abandoned. Times you felt like what you were going through, no one else on the planet has ever been through. Think about it and look at you now. Look at you now. Look at what you survived. Look! You know you're indestructible. You know it. Stop pretending like you're normal. Stop. If you're hearing this, you're not normal. I'm not talking about the people who hear me and don't really hear me or whatever, dude. That's just some short dude who likes to talk a lot. I'm talking about the ones who hear me. If you can hear this, you are not normal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The reason you keep on getting specific instructions, the reason it seems like your assignment is more greater than it was because your purpose is more greater than anything else. That's why. We all want to be great, but when we get great people instructions, that's when we start complaining. Am I right? Am I right? I wanted to be a quarterback until I saw what quarterbacks had to do. You mean I get to sit here and keep my eye on the target while this big old linebacker is running me full speed and I don't get to run, I get to keep on throwing at the target? I don't want to do that. And we're all laughing like we don't even know that all of us are the quarterbacks to our own life. You're calling the plays right now, right as we go on. You could have did something else today. You think I don't know it's playoff time? Think I don't know the Warriors are starting to win again? There's all kinds of stuff y'all could have did today. You came here because you have a purpose and you know it. Who's ready for the remix? Who's ready to dance to a different tune? Who trusts the DJ? The DJ is the universe. Who trusts the DJ? Sometimes the song is sad. Who doesn't need a sad song every now and then? We all have that one sad song we go to when we need to cry, don't we? Yes, you do. Stop it. We all do. I am a black man from East Oakland, California. I'll tell all of you, yes, I listen to Coldplay. What? Who else has some confessions? Trust the music. Trust it. We don't need to do anything but heal our own. We don't need to do anything but look at our own shadow side and work with that. We all have a shadow self. We all have past, dark past that we do not want anyone knowing about. A dark past we keep locked away, like I hope no one ever looks at that ever again. We all have it. That time you weren't so nice to people. Look at a few, we're like, oh, you know about that, huh? That time you said something that was a little embarrassing now if you think about it. Oh my goodness, can't believe I said that out loud. See, I'm only saying this because I do all those things, so when I see people like, ooh, I'm like, yep, all right, same try. That's part of your growth. None of us like looking like a novice. None of us like looking like, but yeah, I can't stand that. I know we're not supposed to use the word hate in church. I hate looking like a beginner. Please don't make me look like a beginner. But that's the best part. When we're looking at an expert, all we're looking at is someone who kept on failing until they got better. That's all we're looking at. Michael Jordan talks about it all the time. No one talks about the shots I missed, about the teams I didn't make it on. People don't talk about that part. There was a time where, before the Warriors were doing as well as they're doing now, everyone, and I mean everyone, in the Bay Area was a Laker fan. Yes, you were. Stop it. Couldn't stand that. So easy to be a Warrior fan now. Y'all weren't anywhere when I was getting teased, but it's okay. My favorite thing to say was, if you are not from LA and you're a Laker fan, you're just an ex-Bulls fan, which is true. And then they'd always tell themselves, they're saying, I wasn't a Bulls fan, I was just a Jordan fan. Oh yeah, that's like anything different, right? If you were nothing but a Bull, if you were just a Michael Jordan fan, then how come you guys don't ever talk about his time with the Washington Wizards? I see some sports fans know what I'm talking about. See, we never like talking about the times where there was struggle. The times when we don't look like experts. The times where that champion vibe that we're talking about starts to dwindle. We don't want to talk about those times. We all like cutting our own highlight tape and playing only the versions we like. But if all of that is you, and you truly do love you, we get to look at the times when we fumbled the ball too. Celebrate that. When you see someone else fumble the ball the same way, you get to love them through it the same way you needed someone to love you through yours. Who is ready for the remix? I love that you keep rubbing your head. I need that. You know what I'm saying? That's the church I'm from. People used to yell out and all that stuff. That's what we do with our church. This world is going through a remix right now. That's what we're going through. There's all kinds of things going on. Things that are frightening us, things that we don't understand. The only thing we need to do is be gentle with ourselves. See, I've learned that when I'm gentle with myself, I'm gentle with everyone else around me. That's what Namaste means. It means the divine in me recognizes the divine in you. But see, it goes deeper than that, right? We love to say, I am God, I'm the ruler of my own universe, which is true. But the contradiction is for me to feel like that and address any person or any situation as something less than me or something that is an inconvenience to me. If I see you, then obviously you are a reflection of me, and that's why I get to say I love you, even if I don't know you. I do know you. You are God. One more time for the 80s, babies. There was a book from our childhood called Where's Waldo? Remember that? Yes. And in Where's Waldo, it was the same concept every page. You're supposed to find Waldo. Now, it sounds very easy, but there's things that come with that. See, every page is a new theme. It was a Halloween theme. It was a volcano theme. It was a native theme. Just everything. And in those pages, there were so many different distractions that keep you from looking at Waldo. There's a lot of fake Waldos in the crowd you got to look out for. Other characters, it was a real challenge. I never really found Waldo. I always ended up getting distracted. But because we are metaphysicians and everything is a metaphor, Let's just look at our lives. See, every page is a new opportunity to say, you don't fool me, God, there you are right there. It may look like a health condition. It may look like the loss of a loved one. It may look like the loss of a relationship or a job that you should have let go a long time anyway. It may look like that. All you're doing is saying, I see you, God. There you are. And here's the part that I did not get told that I was not ready for. Just because we are doing it gracefully, just because we are doing it the way we think we're supposed to, just because we're doing it correctly, doesn't mean you're not going to scrape your knees. Doesn't mean your lights might get turned. Doesn't mean that all the things you fear the most won't happen. It means that going through it will get you to the level you were supposed to be at in the first place. You are godly already. You are greatness. And every now and then God gets to remind us of that. If you are the light, then the best way for you to figure out just how bright your light is to what?
Let it shine. Yeah.
But how do we let it shine? The only way to really know just how bright your light is to test it in the darkness.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's not forget this one last thing too, because when I first heard that, it gave me goosebumps. I thought it was cool. Then I thought about this. Instagram just showed me that flames are one thing on this earth that do not have shadows. You strike a match, you may see the silhouette of the match you're holding, but at the top, you won't see the shadow of the flame. We all have a shadow self. The only way to not have to deal with your shadow self is to outshine it. Shine brighter than your shadow self. If you are going through something that's uncomfortable, if you are feeling the heat, please understand you are just being called to shine greater than your shadow self. That's all you're being asked to do. We don't like having to do it because it's uncomfortable, it's inconvenient. And the things that we are comfortable about, we just learn how to be comfortable about, even if it is something that no longer serves us. I get it. But we all get to go through the growth. That's your only assignment. Continue being the amazing breath and the amazing life and the amazing light of God that you are. That is your only assignment. Can you continue loving even when things don't look the way you need it to? Can you continue being a healing presence to the world even when your world feels like it's crumbling? Can you do that?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
In the beginning, there was God. That's all you need to know. If in the beginning there was God, then everything else after that. So that's your foundation. You are already the flawless, invincible presence of the Creator. You already are that. So everything that's built on top of that you think you need, that career, that house, that title, that partner, if it goes away, trust me, you are fine. We still have your foundation. You remember the story of Job? This man lost everything. His wife, his children, his crops, and in the end, he only got better stuff. Because the consciousness is all that matters. This is why we cry tears of joy. I know I'm talking a lot. I got one last one for you. See, Shaquille O'Neal, when he first won his first ring, I couldn't understand it at first. Mama, why is the biggest, scariest dude on the team crying so hard? That doesn't make sense. Then you go back and look at his career. He had this promising career, biggest, meanest dude we ever seen, 7'1", 320, all muscle, oh my goodness. And then he was put on Orlando Magic. Wasn't a very good team, but we got that one piece we needed, Penny Hardaway. And later on, not only did they go to the finals, but they knocked out that team I mentioned, the Chicago Bulls, who had that one guy on that team. They beat Michael Jordan to go to the finals and got their behinds kicked. Think about that. Think about how you were just humbled. I beat Michael Jordan. I don't have to do anything. Obviously, if I beat Jordan, we're going to win. They beat Jordan and lost in the finals. The humility. Shaq thought that he was a failure. All the names he got called, all how they trashed him in the media. Yet he finally wins his first ring. That's why we cry tears of joy. The darkness, the pain, all of that makes it worth it. That is the growth. Who's ready for the remix?
Yeah.
Who's ready?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I, Luchan Baker, know that there is only one life, one mind, one breath, one presence, one everything. It is my life. It is the life of everyone inside this beautiful center that we call home.